Hi everyone. So shout out to BOP.
I know so many people will say it's a long one, it's stale news, don't talk about this, don't bring it on the show. We don't want to talk about Eric Chelle anymore. We're not friends with the Nigerian coach. We don't like him. The Franco Malian is not a good coach. A whole lot of words people can say about just one man. And what's the word? It got me thinking, like, let's not get it twisted, right? Everything people are saying, not all that looks to be right. Because when you look at it, 2 matches, no goals scored, 5 goals conceded for the Nigerian side. Talking about the Who, the Chan, the Young Boys. Those players apply their trade on Nigerian Premier Football League. All of this we'll talk about just on the show today. Welcome, good morning. This is the Sports Republic show that comes your way every day, every weekday, right? I can say that, Monday to Friday. My name is Kizike. Now, let's talk about the Chan team. I'd like to start with that very one. The campaign still continues, but then ends with a whimper. Undone by lapses in concentration, wakefulness in attack, wastefulness in front of goal, and vulnerabilities down the flanks. But who would have believed that Sudan would have beaten Nigeria? Nobody did see that coming. The numbers are far brighter. 4 points from 2 matches, 5 goals scored, and just 1 conceded. They face Senegal on top of the table, showdown, and that's needing just a draw to potentially advance from Appiah's side. And it's made it clear that they won't relent. They will give their all. Now, let me talk about the coach I'd like to introduce to you. His name is Appiah, Kwesi Appiah. That man, he's a Ghanaian, left back during his playing time, now the coach of the Sudanese. Sudan is going through a lot. You know what's going on in the country of Sudan side. If you know, you know. But how can a side that is going through the struggle within a time play against the Super Eagles Team B and then win Nigeria? Appiah said something. He said, we respect Senegal, but we are here to win every game. This result means nothing if we don't follow up. And also, on the night when title holders Senegal were held by Congo, so that ends every share from their traveling fans, why Nigeria players left the pitch with heads bowed. Now, talk about the Chan Nigerian squad. I don't know what you make about that very team. The coach, however, revealed that they got the win. That's the man you have on your screen. He said they got the win because of the poor tactics employed by the coach of the Nigerian team, Eric Chelle, who was drafted to the team to replace the duo of Fidelis Elechukwu and Daniel Ogunmadede, who were in charge during the qualifiers. Now, before I continue to talk about Appiah, let me tell you something. Now, people are now blaming Eric Chelle. People are now saying he should have left the job for Daniel Ogunmadede and Fidelis Elechukwu because they did so well with these boys during the qualifier. Now you came in and you changed the tactics of this game, and that's about the fans. But you need to know the man you have on your screen. Eric Chelle happens to be the coach of the Super Eagles. He's also the coach of the Team B. But Appiah said something. He said, I wasn't expecting that scoreline. I knew we could beat Nigeria, but not by the scoreline. 4-0. That's a poor result for me. He said the Nigerian team is not that bad. They just need some tactical improvement. So you might say this is like a decent Eric Chelle. Now imagine Kwesi Appiah, who said his boys don't travel, who said his boys are not comfortable traveling away from home, who said his boys still don't understand his gameplay fully, and he has come to win the side that we want to believe that the 3-time African champion, even though it's not Josime, is the Team B. Now, you know what happened? Let me tell you, Eric Chelle selected his boys generally from the MPFL. So you cannot play the Chan team if you don't ply your trade on the MPFL log. Now, all of these guys were selected, all of these players were selected to give us that big result that we envisaged, but we never saw that happening. Now, let's talk about Ideye. You know Ideye, during his playing time, he used to have this, what's it called? Some like to call it mohawk, some say it's the Gala style. You know, when you leave some of the hairs off and then you keep that hair though. He used to be a player for Enyimba last season. He's an ex-international player. Let's talk about him now. And also Appiah as well. Both of them are saying a lot about Eric Chelle. It's more like football criticism. And Appiah is saying that Eric Chelle lacks that, let me keep it aside. Well, let's talk about this news. Former Nigerian international Brown Ideye, who won the Nations Cup with Nigeria, you could call it the CAF Nations Cup as of 2013 with Stephen Keshi of blessed memory today, and also Ghanaian coach Kwesi Appiah has described the Super Eagles being listless performance in Tuesday's 4-0 shelling by Sudan at the 8th African Nations Championship in Zanzibar as the height of tactical naivete. Now, let me tell you something. Under Franco-Malian coach Eric Chelle, the Super Eagles B side, otherwise known as Chelle Eagles, floundered beyond oblivion in what was equally being described by the organizers of the tournament. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, also talked about this as one of the 5 biggest shock results in CHAN history. I'm talking about the CHAN team now, the CHAN team. Now, Appiah, the Ghanaian former left-back who marshaled Sudan's famous win over Nigeria on Tuesday, shielded the coach Chelle. He talked about the side for their overall poor showing. And what did Appiah say? Appiah said in what at best that out of everything, the Nigerian team was not that bad. I believe in this game, they did their best. Who is Appiah to tell us what we did and how we did it? Now, if Appiah words look like a shooting bomb on a deflated Nigerian side who was crashed out of the tournament after losing their opener to Senegal 1-0. Now, let's talk about Brown Ideye. Brown Ideye minds no words, adding the team simply lacked quality. He said the team lacked quality players. I'm talking about Ideye. Now, Ideye said something I like. He said, let's stop lying to ourselves and blaming someone else. Every time we fail, we are simply not good enough. That's the bitter truth. You are one of those who think we have the best league in Africa. Shame. So shame to those who are thinking so. He's saying, the result you saw against Nigeria, Sudan, or Sudan against Nigeria rather, proves we still have a long way to go in developing real talent. He had this had an issue just some days back, but also, so he's played the game to a high level, won the Nations Cup with Nigeria 2013. So I'm not saying if he's talking I should be listening, right? But when he talks about something that should be listening, we like to do that. When we fail, we like to blame. But let's be factual. With what I saw personally with that team, I was so disappointed. Now, question will be raised, is this team good enough to make it to what? To the national team? Can we see Eric Chelle transition these boys, make them face up and get to the national team? How many of them will be joining the national team? How good are they? He told us he's got the best players from the MPFL. It's just what it is. Meanwhile, in its own demanding and also damning verdict, CAF, the body that governs African football, also noted that the CHAN Eagles were outclassed and outmaneuvered by a clearly tactical Android Sudanese side. According to CAF, in one night, the Sudanese turned the script upside down, leaving pundits searching for explanations and fans replaying the goals in disbelief. It wasn't just the scoreline, it was the manner, the discipline, the defender laid out finishing, and also a collective unity that rendered Nigerians' pedigree meaningless. Sudan coach Kwesi Appiah, right, has attributed Nigerians' 4-0 defeat at the African Nations Championship to inadequate coaching. Can you imagine it? Insisting that the Super Eagles B possesses quality players but lack tactical refinement. So, I don't know whose report to believe, but can I tell you, the former Ghana international highlighted Nigeria's movement in controlling the tournament, but stressed that better preparation could have altered the outcome. Imagine a Sudanese coach. I'm talking about the Ghanaian international who managed the post, or who does the job, sorry, who managed the Sudan team, talking about how we should do our things. The most surprising and shocking talk from the Sudanese gaffer was what he said, that the Nigerian team was not that bad. And he said they just need a better coaching. Who is the coach? Eric Chelle. He also wasn't expecting that scoreline, but that he knew that Sudan could beat Nigeria, but not 4-0. So he said he knows. Appiah said he knows Nigeria Team B will lose that game. He said he knows that we can, according to him. That's the man. He said, we know we can beat them, but not that scoreline. I didn't see that coming. And he said the coach only needs to do something. He needs to do some polishing in attack. The first game against Senegal wasn't that bad. In the second now, they had stains of possession. Everybody knows Sudan dominated that match from start to finish, and that demonstrated a tactical plan that absorbed air pressure before skipping effectively on the counter-attack. The game saw Sudan maintain near complete control, requiring minimal substitution, until the closing stages. Sudan's win not only ended Nigeria's hope of advancing from the Group D, but also cemented the Northern African side as serious contenders in the CHAN 2024, sending a strong message to the tournament's remaining teams. If you look at that log, before we talk about Eric Chelle, because he has a confession, if you look at that log, you understand that when you look at the teams there, Nigeria, Senegal, Sudan, Congo, you would say Nigeria, Senegal will qualify. That's what you would say, because I cannot personally say Nigeria and say Senegal, and I'm saying Congo and I'm saying Sudan. If you want to talk about it by the way it should go, or the way it should be, not like the way it should be, but the way we think it should be, that's the word. Sudan is going through a lot. Talk about Sudan as a country. Now, looking at how far they've come to play against a Nigerian side that lost possession under Eric Chelle, the Team B did not do so well. The Sudanese controlled the game, they contained the game, they controlled the game, they played the game from the start to the finish. They had this possession of football. They owned the game. They showed Nigeria that yes, we've got class, we've got quality. I saw players from the Nigerian side running up and down, like running up, running down, like they were not so, I don't know. It's appalling to say. It saddens my heart to know. It saddens my heart to know that we lost that very game against a Sudanese side. If you had seen the show before the game, I said a lot. I wasn't really bragging, but I knew the game could just trick in a way. But I was thinking aloud. I was saying to myself, regardless, even if you don't beat Sudan, we should get a draw. But I never was seeing a draw coming in that very game. I felt like we've won the game. 1-0, 2-0, as if that wasn't enough, 3-0, 4-0. Well, let's talk about Eric Chelle. He has just an open confession, better word. Let's talk about Eric Chelle. He said, that's my worst game. Losing to Sudanese side is the worst game I've ever managed. Looking ahead of the final game against Congo, Eric Chelle warned, if we play this way against Congo, it wouldn't be just before. We have to make it clear. Now, let me say something before I tell you more. Eric Chelle said something before the Sudan game, if you know. He said something. He said, when they lost to Senegal, I felt like it was not a bad result. 1-0 against the holders, Senegal, not a bad side. I said, okay, we can manage 1-0. 1-0 against Senegal, no problem. We can just do it. Sudan, where's Congo? That was my thought. And he said something about that game. He said, if this guy is the way we played against Senegal, if my team does not understand my style, if they don't play against, ahead of instruction, if they don't listen to me very well, if they don't do the job like I want them to do on the pitch, we might just have to come back to Nigeria. He said so. Now he's not coming out to tell us that. Looking ahead of their final game against Congo, Chelle has warned, if we play this way against Congo, it wouldn't just be 4. We have to clear out our minds and mentally get ready for Congo. We've not scored. We've not scored in this tournament. The coach also pointed out key losses. He said, this is like an excuse for me, I'm just saying. He pointed out that loss of key players, loss of key domestic players, nearly 8 of them who had moved abroad as a turning point is one reason why he lost that game. Though, he said, some important players left our preparation camp. These were the best players in our league. We can't play a game like that and lose in that manner. We did. We need to be more focused. The mistakes against Sudan were costly. The players focused on the first 20 minutes. Our goal was ruled out, and afterwards we made a lot of mistakes, and 4 goals. Our training session before the game went well. We analyzed the Sudan side, we prepared well, but we are not ready for as many mistakes. But for Sudan, their coach, Chrissy Appiah, whose team is on the roll both in this competition and also at the ongoing 2026 World Cup qualifiers, was also surprised at the commanding way his words demolished Nigeria. The results not only sealed Sudan's place as a serious contenders, better word, but also brought in an abrupt end to Nigeria's dream of lifting the trophy for the first time since the tournament inception in 2009. That's about the CHAN team. But let's talk about this. Well, the spikers we talk about. Appiah, the former Ghana international coach, he couldn't hide his satisfaction at the final whistle. He said, I was surprised by the performance. He was a former Ghanaian player, just to know, left back. He said, I was surprised by the performance of some of my players. If you noticed, my changes came deep into the second half because everyone was doing well. So he has a team possibly more than the Nigerian super side did. Appiah explained the game. He said the game plan worked well. We knew it was going to be a tough game, especially in the first 20 minutes. Our tactical play was to absorb pressure and hit them on the counter. Do you understand? That's like the start. But then the scoreline took him by surprise. He said, I wasn't expecting that to Sudan. Who is Sudan? When I know they asked. Now, speaking to the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, fans noted that the team squad has thrived under pressure and also thrived under previous coaches. Fidelity Lechiko and Daniel Ogumode before Eric Chelle's appointment. Do you understand what they're saying now? They are saying Eric Chelle would have just not been part of this one. Leave Ogumode there and Fidelity made to do the work. That's what they are saying. Sports writer Francis Adebayo criticized the Nigerian Football Federation. He criticized this decision to hire Chelle, questioning his credential. Who is Eric Chelle? That's what they're asking. Now, Adebayo told NAN, Nigerian News Agency, when was the last time the Super Eagles were trashed so badly? A 4-0, a 4-0 loss to Sudan is alarming and unacceptable. The team narrowly escaped embarrassment against Senegal in their first match. Another fan whose name is Daniel Oyeneche expressed dismay, predicting Chelle's dismissal. He said, I have never seen Chelle as fit as a coach to a football nation like Nigeria. The team looked lost, disorganized, defense chaotic, midfield was not good, and no attacking edge. We are banking on a miracle for the World Cup qualifiers. That's what he said. Describing the team prospect as a man stranded in the desert with no water in sight. Another veteran sport journalist, Desmond Ekweme, echoed this sentiment, pointing to Chelle's failure to inspire the squad. And he should have left those local coaches to do the job. Why some are also saying NFF will regret bringing Eric Chelle? Why do you let him go on this job? Why not just let him do the Super Eagles job and let these ones do the team? It's a whole lot of talk points on the show, you know. But I'm just thinking about how Eric Chelle wants to do this. I'm still thinking about how he wants to come out from this. Whether you like it or not, believe it or take it, Eric Chelle will be thinking about this game. I'm not saying it would affect him psychologically, mentally, or otherwise when Nigeria played Rwanda in September. But if it does affect him, we would not be wrong. He's human. So if the fans say, you know one thing about Nigeria, if you're playing a game and the fans are not in support of you, I'm so sorry, you might not even play well. Now, if the fans are coming up to a team like this with some veterans, sports analysts, coming up to say that Eric Chelle is not good enough, they are saying they've also asked questions about his credential. He's not the right man for the job. Well, I saw something on paper, also on social media out there, former NFF President Amaju Pinnick said, this is not the time to ponder blames. Let's allow him to take a deep breath. Even if we beat Congo, we cannot make it to the next phase. But we have a World Cup coming up next. We have the Nations Cup in December 21. It starts this year. How well are we prepared? If you ask me, I'll advise Eric Chelle, please, Eric Chelle, don't even think about this game that was played just some days back. Get focused. Try to see that your team scoring this channel, because it would be so wrong. It would be so bad to talk about Nigeria playing in the tournament without scoring a goal. 5 goals considered the sport for me. But let's get to play well and get to score goals. That's all we are saying and envisaging for the Super Eagles. But we need to talk about the World Cup coming up next, 2026. It's a huge determination, I must tell you. Eric Chelle is believing, he's saying that Nigeria will make it to the World Cup. Well, will Nigeria make it to the World Cup is a question to be asked. 4 games to go. 4 games to go. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle has declared that Nigeria will not give up on qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup despite being written off by many observers. Yeah, they've been written off. Nigeria currently sits 4th in the qualification group with 7 points, trailing leader South Africa by 6 points. But now, I think it's time for them to hands off, let the Franco-Malian do what he loves to do. Fault people for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. If you've given him the job, let him do it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see the determination he has to instill on the team. If Nigeria not go World Cup, you could pay me. Because it was not long we talked about the Super Falcons. You know the news. We talked about the Tigress, Rana Wakama, and our gameplay came out, and we lost to Sudan. Sudan. Who is Sudan? Well, I don't know, but we go on a quick break. When we return, we'll tell them more. We'll be telling you about the king of African football. I'm so scared. Every day as he unfolds, I'm very scared, and I don't know what's next for Ademola Lookman. You want to know what's next about Lookman, and you want to know about other sporting news on the show, please don't go anywhere. Keep watching Sports Republic Show. We'll be back to tell you more. Stay with us, please. Yes, welcome back from that quick break. If we don't respect our own, then whose report do we believe? There's a transparent news now about Ademola Lookman, but he's been advised by one man. See, let me even say it to you. Not gonna say you be motivational speaker, say you want to advise me, say your shoe bend. I'm not gonna listen to you. I'm telling you the truth. Motivational speaker when shoe bend, not if you advise me. Because how? But a player who plied his trade on the European scene during his playing days, he has a British citizenship. He scored a lot of goals in the Premier League. Why won't you listen to him? I'm talking about no other name but former Super Eagles striker Yakubu Ayegbeni has shared his thoughts on the uncertainty surrounding Ademola Lookman's future at Atalanta. If you want to know who Ademola Lookman is, you know he's the club best player. You want to know who Yakubu Ayegbeni is, he's that man that his miss is so terrible. But that's, oh goodness me, like this miss is one of the greatest miss ever so far in football. But we're forgiving him, even though some fans have not still forgiven him. This against South Korea, he missed those chance. All he needed to just tap in the ball, and he missed the goal. Now I make my friends for area, they talk, say, I don't like people, they give me yak vibes. If you see that, you could miss some. Now, he's a player, but Nigerian side, one time, you could call him ex-international, former Super Eagles striker, Yakubu, has shared his thoughts on the uncertainties surrounding Ademola Lookman's future at Atalanta, urging the Nigerian international to work with experienced and trustworthy agents who can navigate the complexities of football transfers. Lookman, one of the Nigerian stand-up performers at the 23 AFCON, is currently at a crossroad with the Serie A club. His relationship with Atalanta has reportedly deteriorated. We'll bring you Lookman, we'll bring you Gasparini, both managers. That's what you see. That's when it started. And this happened in recent months due to broken promises, a public clash with manager Gianpiero Gasparini, and stalled transfer process. Gasparini is the coach of Atalanta, former coach, and that transfer process has left his career in limbo. In an interview with Germany-based Nigerian journalist Omar Akatuba, Yakubu expressed both concern and advice for the winger. He stressed that the importance of choosing a representative with integrity, strong network, and a proven track record of safeguarding their clients' interests rather than being swayed by big names or empty promises. Yeah, Gasparini, Ademola Lookman, that's the picture that I'm talking about. You see them, both of them. That's the work together. They work together. They once work together. Gasparini is the former coach. The Lades, a club side based in Bergamo in Italy, don't want Ademola Lookman anymore, but they cannot afford to sell their best player with less amount. That's about Picassi, the CEO of the Atalanta side. But Yakubu said something. He said, I feel sorry for what Ademola Lookman is going through right now. That's why I always encourage players. To surround themselves with strong personalities who can handle delicate negotiations. Amaju Pinnick would have done a good job, or even Gascam and Dieta. These are people with experience and reputation for getting things done the right way. Now, Yakubu also recalled how Amaju Pinnick, the former NFL president, how his guidance shapes his own career. He said, I see Pinnick as my second father. I remember when I had an offer from a club in Qatar, and he advised me not to rush because I was close to becoming a British citizen. That decision kept me in England, and later I got better deal from China. Today, I am a British citizen, and that moment defined my future. I understand this part. So yeah, when we talk on, if you not get person ABC, they follow you the channel now, we go for the give better advice. ABC, if you the presser, everything will go well. Then I'm so sorry, you're not doing it right. You can't surround yourself with people who are not, who doesn't really know the game, who does not want you first. They want to put themselves first. Who's concerned is all about money, and the money they want is for themselves. They're not looking this way, they're not looking that way. They just want things to be theirs. Now, what Amaju Pinnick did in Yakubu's life is a transformation. He was close to being a British citizen. He couldn't afford it to have left. Now, a big call from Qatar. You know the way they bring money now. You know them. You know this Saudi Arabia. You know Qatar things. When they won't call you, your family member will tell you, about go. You know they think twice. But today, the man you have on your screen, he is a British citizen. He stayed more, but this needs to be forgotten. It might not be forgotten anyways, but I forgive him. With 58 caps and 21 goals for Nigeria between 2000 and 2012, Yakubu Ayegbeni concluded by reminding Nigerian footballers to focus on long-term career growth. People need to work. Players need to work with people who will protect their interests and can help them progress, not just chase short-term gains and also gains. So if you ask me, I'll tell you, Yakubu has said well, but let's be factual. Short-term gains is not right. I will listen to Yakubu because he knows the football well. I will listen to Yakubu because he has seen things. I will listen to Yakubu because he knows how Nigerian players go, what they go through. That's what I don't want to sound nasty. I was going to sound nasty about the Italian side, but it's a whole lot to talk about. Tola Rokodari is in the news. He wants to make a move to Atalanta. Now, Atalanta has got quality players. Ederson, they got the Rune, they got the Catellaria, they sold Retegi, they still have Lookman, they have Azaba Costa, they have a team, Quadrado. They have a team that can compete. They were almost close last season, but they got off. But you cannot tell me you don't know the truth about this talk. Ademola Lookman, you and I know, we know all of this. We know, not say you don't know, Ademola Lookman is the best player for the Lades. He's the best player for Atalanta. How and why is he treated this way? I understand the perspective from the Atalanta people that says we can't sell our best player. I know that one. But what would you do when you have him on your team next season? They already got a replacement. I think a Senegalese from the championship. That's a Ademola Lookman. What happens? Let's even do what if. What if the season starts and he is not sold? Are we going to watch him wallow on the bench? I'm just scared about his future. And the PR are not really doing so well. I don't know if it's about the Nigerian thing or African thing, but I feel like a player of his caliber should be in the news. We should be talking about Lookman. We should be talking about Lookman. We're talking about clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. They wanted to sign him. We know his story. He did Everton job. He did Charlton job. He did RB Leipzig job. He has played in the Premier League before. And he went to Italy in Bergamo and he stole the show. Well, I believe Lookman will be better. I believe he's going to be good. Now let's talk more and look into one man, Fisayo Dele Bashiru. He got married to his Moroccan partner in intimate UK ceremony. I love the picture when I saw it. He's a Super Eagles player. He's a midfielder. His name is Fisayo Dele Bashiru. He has officially married his Moroccan partner, Nana Bensona, in a quiet yet elegant ceremony in Manchester United. And that's Manchester, better word. In Manchester, and that's in the UK, you could call it United Kingdom. The Nikah, traditional Islamic marriage rite, was attended by a small circle of family and close friends. And then present at the ceremony were the groom's parents, Otumba and Yeye, I hope I pronounced the name well, Jakumola Dele, and also Dukwe Bashiru. So say Kaka, alongside the bride's parents, Mr. and Miss Benzona. Mr. and Mrs. Benzona, that's the name. Now, happy, I could say, happy married life to Fisayo Dele Bashiru, who currently plays for Lazio, who played in the Turkey football side and finally made a move away. And he's like one of those players who are saying, we want to see you good, want to see you good, want to see you better off, we like you, you're doing well, you're this. He's not a bad player. He has that energy to hold every game so tight. But let's wait and see how he goes. He's an attacking midfielder. I wouldn't play him so defensive. I won't play him so defensive. Let's just believe that Fisayo marriage would go well. We don't want to hear it when they say tomorrow night, they don't divert. No. I wish him well. And getting married to a Moroccan international, not the first one who have done that, married to the North African personalities, not the first. Amogachi did that as well. Sondolisa did that as well. Tunisian lady, I guess, yes. So he has followed the ranks of players who got married to a lady or woman rather who is not a Nigerian. So I wish Fisayo Dele Bashiru all of the best in his marriage and also all of the best that life has got to offer for him. But back to me before I wrap up, I want to encourage Nigerians. Let me talk about this. Let me say to you so you know. Let me talk about Eric Chelle. Let me wrap up with not the first story, with one of Eric Chelle's talk, right? You might not like him. He might not be the A-class coach you want for yourself. He might not be good enough as you think. He might not be the coach that you say, yes, I want to see this man do the job. But please, I beg you, this is not the right time to ponder blames. This is not the right time to start saying, Eric Chelle, you're not good, please go. This is not the right time. There's time for everything. Let's just believe, be optimistic, work hard, put things right, play against Rwanda and Nigeria, win that game, play against South Africa, go there, get the result. Even at 1-0, I go manager. Then wait for the Lesotho and the Benin game. Then we are good to go. But it's so bad when your destiny lies on your opponent's hands. Our destiny does not lie in our hands. We'll see how it goes from there. But thank you so much for being part of the show. This is the Sports Republic show that comes your way every Monday. And that's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can say every weekdays. And then I'm signing out. My name is Kizzy K. I am the only football player without a jersey. I'll tell you something you need to know. The weekend kickoff will be back tomorrow. Please don't miss out. Keep it locked here. We are the voice of the people. And this is the Voice of the People television. My name is Kizzy K, the only football player without a jersey. I'll see you again Saturday. Peace.